Okay guys, welcome back. This is the third video and hopefully the last video for doing a Node.js service in a Docker container. Last time we ran a command that looked like, let me find it, that looked like this in order to get our service to run in the background where we didn't have to interact with it. The next thing to do would actually be to have the image itself do this for us. And this is also, this method is good for developing your container, but there's security advantages for doing what I'm about to show you because it only gives it one path to execute. And hopefully I did this right in order to accomplish that. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what we want to do is we want to actually open our Docker file again. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is we still want to copy this, but I no longer want this line right here. I don't want to create a working directory, and instead I want to come down here and add an entry point. Entry points right there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is we have command and whatever the command is working on. So in this case, it's going to be that same command that we've been using, so Node.js, and then we need node app and then server.js, right? Okay, so for the Node guys out there, what's it? P2M. I can't remember. Anyway, the continuous executing services that you have, was Forever's another one. There's no daemon, or however you end up saying that. Anyways, you can just execute it that same way. Put in your execution, run your command, and it'll keep it up. I know this isn't exactly the most stable way to do it because we have nothing to bring it back up. However, this works for our needs here. Fairly simple. So let's go ahead and do a write and quit. Now, because of what we've done here, the layers will have changed. So you'll see that some of the layers are going to be getting rebuilt. But here, we do need to make a new image because just because I changed the Docker file, those images aren't going to be updated. So we actually want to do a Docker build. Got to find the Docker file in that same directory. Now we're going to want to tag it as docker-node.js. Okay, and I'm going to do a 1.1 because this is my next revision. Okay, and then a docker-node.js latest because this is now my latest image. And I'll go ahead and run this from a Docker file. What did I do wrong? Oh, I missed my T. Oop, that's an R, that's a T. Yeah, let's try this again. Okay, now it's building. Okay. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and let this build, and then I'll show you the results here in a second. Us to use, and we want it to stay up. The way that we're going to do that is not through a terminal. We just want it to be there. So the command that we're going to want is actually detach. Okay, so we're going to do a docker run -d so that we're running in detached mode. And then, like we discussed earlier, we need it to do the port forwarding. And let's do that same thing. Open it on 80, even though it's running on 8080 in the image. And then we'll just do that latest one, that latest image. So docker-node.js. Okay, and then that should be it. And it will find, what did I do wrong? Oh, typing got me again. Docker, there we go. And there it goes. So if we do docker ps, we should have an image running. So this says it's running, so let's go ahead and check it out. Pull this up. Hi, or hello, I can't read. So that is up and running. So now I can show you what I tried to show you earlier was the docker stop and the docker start. So docker stop container ID. Go ahead and do that. So let's wait for this to come down. I feel like it shouldn't take this long, but oh well. Maybe it's because I'm running it in a VM. Okay, it's down, docker ps-a. So our image is still around, but it has exited. It exited 5 seconds ago. Come over here. Yep, we're down. Okay, and then you can bring it back up. Docker start, that same image ID. That is not what I wanted. I highlighted something. We want this container ID right here. Docker start, that container. Container should be back up and running. Docker ps to see the container. And moment of truth, proof is in the pudding. There you go. That's all that I was wanting to show you in this. Just kind of give you some ideas on how to create your Docker containers and run your services in them. I will say that the let's open this. So then Docker. Oops. I don't know why I didn't do autocomplete there. Go ahead and do that. Right here, this is the base that we're using, and we'll notice that Docker images that this is fairly large. Ubuntu can get large depending on your needs. Maybe you need Ubuntu. I did Ubuntu for familiarity purposes here, but it is completely viable to use something like Alpine. So where Alpine has a much smaller footprint. So if we were to do Alpine and then APK add, you just do APK add and do the same type of a scenario. I don't know if this will work. I can hurry and try it. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's see. Don't know if we need that. APK add. Well, let's leave that. Of course that doesn't work. Yes, that didn't work either. Wrong keys on the keyboard. -Y. I shouldn't need these. And because Alpine doesn't have apt, so it's only got APK. Let's go ahead and try this. This should do the same thing. Did I leave the service up or did I kill it? Docker, yes, because we don't want it to conflict. Docker stop. We'll go ahead and stop this one right here. Sometime today. Alright, so it looks like it stopped. So let's do a docker build dot -t, and I'm just going to do it quickly because I'm only going to have one image. It'll be Alpine Node.js. That should work. Okay. The reason I want to show you this is because Alpine's footprint is much smaller. Let's see, tar, no such file or directory. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, so that wasn't turning out as quick as I was wanting it to turn out. I was running into a couple of problems just going from Ubuntu to Alpine, and it was taking longer on video than I wanted it to take, so I have a weird transition here probably because I'm cutting and adding this section in. But so before my first problem was because I had done an APK add update, which it should have just been APK update, and then I went in and edited the Docker file. I'll show you what it looks like now. But basically all we needed here is our Alpine base, then the file that we need to the folder that we need it to be in, and then the APK update. Then we're going to install Node and make our entry point be Node and run the service in Alpine. The version of Node that I'm installing, it's going to be running from Node instead of Node.js, which was another problem I ran into. And I went ahead and I built that image right here. So we have Docker images. Now you can see where I built it again because now it's removed. This one can no longer have the same name. So it moved on. Since I didn't install the utilities, it's even smaller. But we're looking at a 28.7 megabyte footprint compared to a 446. That's why this is an attractive transition to make. But this should work. I actually have not tested this, so let's go ahead and try it. Add our port, so 80 on 8080, and then do the Alpine Node.js. Cross your fingers, and I think it's up. Docker PS. So we are up, and let's go over here and see. Hello. Yes, and we are working. So that's what you needed to do in order to spin this up with an Alpine image as opposed to a Ubuntu. Let me stop this, make sure that that's what's actually running. Okay, and now that it's stopped, do a refresh, and that was what was serving it to us. Okay, cool. That is actually really now. Okay, cool. I just kind of wanted to show you the flexibility of Alpine there. Another thing to note with Alpine, by default, it doesn't come with Bash installed. You'll actually need to run shell. You can install Bash if you want to on it, but by default it's going to be shell. So if you don't have an entry point and you're doing it more like we were doing at the first of this series, you have JS and then SH. I can't do that right now because we've done an entry point, so it's not going to work, but you'll want this SH instead because it only has shell. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's been useful to you, and we'll see you next time.